What up, what up, what up, y'all? What's going on, people out there in the Netaverse? It's your girl Nisha coming to you again. I have a very special surprise for the ladies. I'm interviewing my homeboy. I went to high school with him, so if he even tries to forget about me when he's famous, I'm gonna show him this. Yeah. Like, you remember that? Yeah, gotcha. His name is Rome Stevenson. He's an R&B singer. He does comedy. He's an actor. I bet he plays the piano, drums. He's just like everything. And I'll be interviewing him later so you guys can get to know him. So keep watching and hit the video.
She stands about 5'5", light brown eyes, similar to beach sand, more like pecan tan. My high school crush, I call her Miss Evans, and she say Mr. Stevenson. I want you to be my shorty. She say you will be my girl. I know I don't really know you, yeah, but that can all change, babe. Hey, they call me Stevenson, straight from the NC. Girl, you're looking lovely with your dress twisted, coming down your shoulders, looking so fresh to death. Hey, what's your name, Dread? Hey, hey, what's your name, Dread? Hey, hey, what's your name, Dread? Hey, hey, what's your name, Dread? Girl, you got it going on. I have you quenching them sheets, you're curling your toes, you find yourself singing this song, girl.
Okay, I hope everyone enjoyed that little mashup I did of all of Mr. Rome Stevenson's songs. And here he is right now, Mr. Rome Stevenson.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How's it going?
I'm doing all right. You doing all right?
I am. Beautiful day outside.
Yes, it is.
We are downtown Greensboro at the Cultural Arts Center. And so, are you ready to let these people know who you are?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So, Mr. Rome Stevenson. Now, wait a minute. Would you like people to call you Mr. Rome Stevenson, or do you mind Rome, or Mr. Stevenson, or doesn't
It
matter?
could be Rome Stevenson and Mr. Stevenson.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds good to me.
So, when did you know that you wanted to be a singer?
I knew I wanted to be the singer by the time I was 10 years old.
It's pretty young. What was I doing when I was 10? I was probably playing with toys and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I was doing that a little bit also. So,
But you just like, that's what I want to do.
yeah, that's what I wanted.
Cool. And how long have you been doing music altogether?
For about 13 years.
So you're a pro.
A little bit. I'm still learning.
What was the first song that you ever wrote?
My first song I ever wrote, it was a song I just made up.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you mind sharing?
Under the rainbow, over the sea, there's a girl of my dreams. Across the mountain, near the valley, she's waiting for me.
How old were you when you wrote this?
14.
Wow,
I
14.
had little bits and pieces like two sentences and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And then I seen the little 5 heartbeats movie, and they combined it. So I combined my 2 sentences together, and then I rearranged some of it.
Nice.
Made it sound good.
All right, that's so loving.
I appreciate it.
So where did the name Rome Stevenson come from?
Well, Rome came from a group that I was in. It was called Balladeer, and I was on the singles like a Pretty Ricky type. So my name was Romance, and it was Rome for short. So when I departed from the group, I liked the name Rome, so I kept it. And then Stevenson was my grandmother's maiden name, so Rome Stevenson.
Cool. Way to keep that name alive. What do you bring to the industry that would be different?
Different. I would have to say.
Oh, you was about to freestyle for a minute.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I does that. Different, I would say. I don't know. I just write about everyday life, stuff like that. It makes sense. I'm a lyricist first, and then I worry about the instrumentals later. So I does that.
Nice. How has the new technology changed the way your music is promoted and received by your audience?
I love technology because I can promote I can do the iTunes and get the different cities, states, and stuff like that. So I have a bigger, a wider fan base than what I have in just one city.
Cool. What is the message that you want to send to your audience?
No matter what you do in life, no matter the obstacles you have in life, you can still do what you dream about or what you love to do. And don't ever give up your dream.
Nice. Yeah, because I think a lot of people do give up, like, because once you tell maybe your family members, they're like, well, you're not going to make money yet. There's no money in that. You need to be a doctor, you need to be this, you need to be that. And then they're just like, okay. My favorite quote, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock. It was one of the two. And they were on a show called Inside the Actor Studio. Mm-hmm. And one of the students asked him, what is your advice to up-and-coming, comedians and actors? And he said, I tell them not to do it. And everyone started laughing. And he said, well, if I tell you not to do it and you say, okay, and you don't do it, then you really didn't want to do it to begin with. So, yeah, okay, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And my cousins, they be like, oh, you've been doing this for a minute, you haven't given up yet. I'm like, I don't plan on to.
Right.
Gotta stay focused.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. What is your writing process?
My writing process, anything I think about, really. It's I record it, then on my phone, then I leave it alone for a little bit, I listen back to it, and then I go with, I record it and so I can add a melody, and then I write to whatever makes sense.
And what if it takes you 2 months, 6 months, a year?
It'll just take me 2 months, 6 months, a year. If I can't think about anything right at that point, then I'll just wait.
Right. It's the best way to do it. Don't rush anything.
No.
So, speaking of writing, a lot of times when we write, sometimes we just can't get it. It's like, dang, what? Oh, man. So what do you do to get over writer's block?
I leave the song that I'm writing alone. That's basically what I do. I might come back to it like a few hours, few minutes later, or a couple of days, months. But if I'm still frustrated, I just leave it alone and focus on something else.
What is the name of your first single?
My first single is called Hypnotized.
And what is that about?
Nah. Well, it's about, like, I wrote part of it when I was in high school, so it was like I had a crush on a female, but we really couldn't ever talk to each other because I had a girlfriend, she had a boyfriend or whatnot, so it was just like a secret crush. And like a couple of years later, we came back, met up again, we was friends, and just partying and stuff like that, and I'm just like, wow, she's just amazing, she hypnotized. So that's what that's about.
Sweet. Do you think that that's wrong though? You crushing on somebody while you in a relationship?
No, I mean, my focus was on my relationship. It was just like, dang, she's pretty, and we connected, and we talked and stuff like that. Then sometimes you might have problems in your relationship, but still, you telling her good advice and stuff like that, and she's telling you the same. So it was never like, okay, I should leave her to be with you, or you should leave him, or she should leave him to be with me.
Breaking up happy homes.
Yeah, that.
Who did you work with on the song?
Hypnotized. The instrumental came from my engineer, which is Josh Chilion Milner. He's a recording engineer and a producer and a businessman in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Plug.
That's your advertising, man. Nah.
Do you have a crew of producers and engineers that you work with constantly, or do you work with different producers and engineers?
I used to work with different engineers, but I'm mainly focused on the same engineer because he knows how I like my music and stuff like that. As far as producers, I work with different ones because they have different sounds or specialize in a different type of style that I'm looking for at that particular time.
Cool. Are you signed to a label, or are you independent?
I'm independent right now, but I'm working on getting signed, so that's a hopeful.
Who would you like to be signed to?
Def Jam, J Records, Voltron Records, So Def, stuff like that. Yeah, DTP. DTP.
Because Def Jam needs some more R&B.
Yeah.
It's a lot of A lot of hip hop going on over there, so we need some soul.
Yeah.
On Def Jam.
And I can provide that for y'all. So.
Plug again. Do you think being an R&B singer, relationships are harder or easier for you to deal with? Because you talk about, relationships, you talk about the ups and downs, you talk about getting with someone. So do you find it easier because you talk about it all the time, or is it harder because you're like, now I can talk about it, but I cannot practice what I preach?
I can talk about it, but it depends on the situation that and the female that you're in a relationship with. So I talk about relationships and I talk about everyday life. So I talk about the ups, the downs, the trials, tribulations, or whatnot. And then some relationships are for the best, some relationships are for the worst. So it just depends.
True. A little philosopher over there.
Yeah.
Your album is titled Shorty of My Life. What is that about?
Shorty of My Life is basically a process inside a relationship. When I first meet her, to when we argue, or because we're getting to know each other, so we have differences. So we have to compromise, and then the sex, and then we might argue because sex is involved, so it's kind of complicated at times. And then she may leave you, you may leave her, but then y'all might fall back into each other's hands. So yeah, fall back into each other's hands. So that's what basically Shorty of My Life is.
Okay, cool. Where can people find you, or how can they get in contact with you?
You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. All you have to do is type in Rome Stevenson, but for Facebook, it's facebook.com/IamRomeStevenson. And YouTube, all you have to do is type in Rome Stevenson. I'm the only one, and also Twitter is @RomeStevenson.
Okay. And I will be sharing those links in the information box in this interview. Do you have a release date for your album?
No, not at this time. My plans are to be done with my full album first quarter next year, in the beginning of next year. So that's my focus on right now.
Will we have any mixtapes or just random release tracks that you'll do maybe leading up to that or before we get to the release?
Right now it's I don't know about the mixtapes, but I have 4 singles. So right now I'm just promoting my album, so I just perform those 4 singles until the album is completed.
Okay. All right. Are those on the album? Those 4?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Oh, so you just put out all 4 of them, just giving them a lot of taste.
Yeah.
How many tracks are we looking at?
We're looking at about 11 to 12 tracks.
Cool.
All hits.
Hit after hit after hit after hit.
Yes, different styles, hit after hit, like it was back in the day.
We need that. We desperately need that. Some people may be thinking, okay, I heard some of the clips earlier. Okay, he's a pretty good singer. But can he sing live?
Yes.
Can he sing on the spot?
Yes, I was told to always be prepared on the spot.
What was his voice? It won't.
I hope not.
It won't, trust me. So I'm just gonna put you on the spot. Spotlight!
She stands about 5'5", light brown eyes, similar to beach sand, more like pecan tan. My high school crush, I call her Miss Evans, and she say Mr. Stevenson. I know I should have told her how I felt a long time ago, but it just wasn't the right time. She left for a minute, but now she's back. When I seen her, my feelings came rushing back. Now we're up in the club partying. She's shaking and whipping and wobbling. I'm bouncing to the beat. Then you look back at me. All I can say is, oh girl, 'cause she got me hypnotized with them sexy eyes. Body's banging, it got me mesmerizing. I love it when she move around. Love it how she be putting it down. Yes, I'm hypnotized with them sexy eyes. Body's banging, it got me mesmerizing. I love it when she move around. Love it how she be moving it down. That's enough time.